Hello everybody, I'm Dr.Anu Mehta. I teach level 1, level 2, level 3 of EFT, that's Emotional Freedom Technique, and I teach 4-day matrix reimprinting in India. And I'm in I'm going to be, I've spoken right now in the previous two videos about, uh, you know, what are the EFT points, what are the, what are the benefits of each point, what are they tapping, we are doing for what. And in this video, I would like to talk a little bit about how we create beliefs and why it's so important to deal with those beliefs. It's also called writings on our wall, basically how we process information and how we restrict ourselves to do anything out of the box. So, what do you mean by being in a box? By being in a box literally means we are staying the way our parents have guided us and told us to be. Very interestingly, if we look back and you look at the church and they would say, if you give us your child for the first 6 years, we will make sure that we you know what a man would look like. So practically, the first 6 years of your life, that's a subconscious level, at which you're like a sponge, you're just picking up everything. Those are the most important areas of your life. There are so many things that our parents tell us, that our ancestors tell us, that our teachers tell us, that we believe is the truth. Like at the time that they hadn't found that the earth is round and people thought earth was flat, and if somebody was to believe that, then that was their reality. So what we hear, what we see, what we smell, what we taste, what we think, uh, creates our inner reality. But what do we see? We see parents doing certain things in a certain way. We hear them saying things to us. So I'm just remembering right now when I was very little, my father always wanted me. I remember going to him and asking him to teach me and it was like I think I was in class 7, and I asked him to help me out with a maths problem. And he, instead of looking at the maths problem, he looked at me and said, have you read the chapter before, and have you done the chapter after? And I hadn't done the chapter before because that wasn't there in the syllabus. And he looked at me very sternly, and I remember he making me sitting down and doing, and all that I said to him is that this is not in the portion. And I got a slap on my face. Now, what did I learn? What is the writing on my wall from here? The writing on the wall is the meaning that I made of the whole thing, which has stayed with me, um, for stayed with me for a very very long time, and till I needed to work on it and kind of resolve whatever was going on. So I just want you to think before I tell you what's the meaning I took out. I'm sure there are times and that you have faced a situation like this when you ask somebody to help you and they've kind of put you before and after. What happened because of this? Anytime that I asked help from anybody in my life, I felt as if they were asking me to look at the places that I didn't want to visit, that were not there in my syllabus, that was not there. Like, have you seen this before? Have you done this? And I felt, why was I wasting my time over something that isn't going to be, important for me? So I learned not to ask for help. In fact, all my grooming, and I became a therapist because I didn't want to ask help. So, how do I then get help? I started learning how to get help. And learning how to get help was started educating. Now, education was allowed. What was he saying? Learn more than you're required to. And his slap made me feel that, you know, fathers, you can't go and ask them for help. You can't tell them that, dad, I have a vulnerable point. You can't say, you have to always and constantly show them that you know it all or you know everything. And I became like a little juggler who was trying to learn too many things because you never know what is going to be asked. Do you know this? Have you done this? Have you not done this? I also realized that later in life, when if somebody was to ask me, "Oh, you don't know this," it sounded more like I would go back to the stage where my dad said, "Oh, you haven't done this," and I felt almost ready to be kind of punished for what I would not be having. Now think, as a woman, what is it that you heard? As so, I'll give you again an example over here. As a woman, I learned that the woman should keep quiet. My mom, I think, says at least any time that I'm having a conversation with her, she will tell me and I will quote it back in Hindi. बोलने का क्या फायदा है? बोलना नहीं चाहिए क्योंकि सामने वाले ने वही करना है जो उन्होंने करना है. बोलने का क्या फायदा? ना ही बोलो तो अच्छा है. Now she's very quiet. What's the meaning I took out of it? That how can you be constantly saying that I'm not going to express? Today, after many years and of working and understanding, I understood that she had a younger sister who was extremely dominating and wouldn't let her talk when she was saying something. So she formed a belief that there was no point talking. She would anyway land up going and doing what she had to do because she was extremely stubborn. But she wouldn't tell anyone that this is what I want to be doing. So she became what you call like, I'll anyway do it. I don't have to ask you for permission and I don't have to tell you. She also says that her father would give her anything that she wanted. So she didn't have to ask her father a number of times. She just had to tell him once, I need a bicycle, dad. And he would say, okay. He was like her little genie who would say, yes, I will get it for you. And oh, Papa, I need this. And yes, you are allowed to have it. So she didn't have to continuously ask. My idea of my father was very different. I couldn't ask him from, oh, you can ask to, I cannot ask him. And so when our experiences are different, our thing is different, our mindset is different, and those your mindset will be applicable to you and your experiences. My mindset will be applicable to me and my experiences. Now if I never ever look beyond that box that I have built for myself, I never ever see beyond that box that I have created for myself, uh, which is over a period of time because people have said certain things, I will never learn to think differently. So it's extremely important that we learn to think differently, and EFT helps us in very short period of time to really understand the difference between what we are believing. Is that really true, or is it something that we are sitting in an illusion thinking it is true? Are we wearing the dress of our grandfather and thinking that even today maybe that is going to work? So maybe we are not wearing their dresses. And I remember, when I would go through my history book, the Raja Maharajas of India would be wearing, the beautiful dresses. And imagine if I am wearing the same kind of dress today, like dressed like a queen. Yeah, I look really beautiful, but is that what people wear? And similarly, if we can change the dress, why is it so difficult for us to change the mindset? Why are we still going on with the same mindset that is there back in time? So let me just take you through. Number of mindsets did change. Like, initially in India we had widows who were made to go through sati, and then you had widows who were not allowed to get married, and then they got married. Today, a live-in relationship or a lady getting married at even an older age is not really looked down on, and it is considered absolutely normal. So what is normal in one way, one time, is not normal in the other time. And EFT helps us to revisit that maybe we are carrying the normal of previous generations and living our life as if we are living back in time. So I will keep connecting back with you and talking a little bit more about this. I just want you to look through your field, see if what is it that your parents told you, which are the paths that you have taken and made it your truth. What is it that your teachers told you? What are the shoulds your teachers said? You must do this, you should do this. Make a list of it and then use the tapping points that I had shown you before and just tap on those points and see what happens. Yeah. Thank you so much. Bye bye.
Help Talks are daily health related talks held at Health Education Library for People, Mumbai, India. For more information visit www.healthlibrary.com. Subscribe to Help Talks channel. Be better informed about your health.